Hi, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Real Housewives of Moto. This is episode 46. We're going to be breaking down Philly. We have the red plate leaving. We listen to this. I'm on the program. I'm on payroll, clearly. But 46 is Josh Hill. I actually knew this one. I feel like these are numbers like in the 40s that are always like 250 guys that did well and 450 guys that haven't gotten a career number. So 46, I actually knew. Justin Hill, not Josh. Josh was there this weekend. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, little brothers. I think they're so cute, but maybe I'm biased because I have a ginger daughter that I like little ginger boys, little ginger ninjas. So, Katie, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm hanging in there.
No Eli, so you're alive.
No, I'm still pouting around. So
it's so sad. So sad.
It's fine.
I know. We did see that Eli's brother, Greg, is down from Alaska at the farm. We just saw he posted a picture of it. So I think he's down for Lev's birthday, but it would be nice if he was in town for Denver for some reason. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I think he's only gone to Arizona this year, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were filming a bunch of the stuff for military appreciation then.
Yeah, and I can't get my hopes up, but it is Lev's birthday week, so it would make sense, but it would also make sense to go to Denver if Eli's riding.
Let's cross our fingers.
I also thought it was interesting that we didn't get KTM's PR release until Thursday. So maybe Eli was weighing it out to see if he would be ready, you know?
Well, I mean, John was there for Jeremy Fappani. We'll talk about it. So
cute. That actually made my whole race day better.
I know, wasn't it?
Knowing at least one Tomac was there.
I know. And John, I mean, he's like the king of lines and gate picks and everything. So if I was an SMX next kid, I would absolutely want Papa JT in my corner. So that was cool. Where did you watch the race this weekend?
I was at home. Well, we had a birthday party for my daughter to go to, but it was just across the street. So what's funny is Derek and I had our phone like on Riley's stuffed animal to stand it up, and it was like a little Ariska cat. It was, and the little paws are like this. So we put the iPhone in the cat's arms.
Oh my gosh.
And everyone was like, "Why are you guys staring at that cat?" And we were like, "Oh no, we're watching the race." I mean, we're so like antisocial. We're very introverted. So we were kind of like, okay, we just kind of find our little corner and we'll watch the race. So people kept coming by like, "Oh, what is this?" You know, like, "Oh, my brother used to do that." Or so I'm like, "Oh, is this how we expand the sport? Is just watching it at little kids' birthday parties?"
Hey,
you know?
I cannot tell you the number of people that I talk to on Saturdays that are like, I have to go to a birthday party. I'm at a sports event. I'm watching on my phone, you know? So like, yeah, that's part of being like a millennial moto parent right now, you know? Like, you gotta carry your phone around with you. Yeah.
And then we wanted to at least watch the mains at home on our big TV. So we were like, "Okay, Riley, it's time to get going." And then their little boy's mom was like, "Oh, she can stay. Like, we'll bring her back over when they're done playing." So like, Derek and I was like, "I'll take you up on that." Yeah. So yeah,
that was me during Race Day Live. My mom offered to take both kids to the trampoline park, which I hate the trampoline park. It gives me so much anxiety. I'm so like overstimulated. It smells. Somebody always leaves with a cold or a stomach bug. You have to sign your life away to like. Breaks the femur. Oh, broken femurs. We're gonna get there. Hello, Izaih Clark. I hate the trampoline park, but I got to watch Race Day Live in peace without my children while I was cleaning the house, which was lovely. We got quite a few different versions of the track with weather. So that was a thing. We'll talk about that, but want to remind you guys at the top of the podcast to hit the link in my bio on Instagram if you guys want some free stickers. I mentioned I got another batch of Stitcher stickers. And I love writing you guys these, and I love seeing where people are, and I love seeing. Let's see if we have any new fun RHoMies who've joined the sticker party. Oh yeah, I love me some SMX. Team Kenny all the way. Yes, I love that the RHoMies who are requesting stickers are Team Kenny, so they get it. Join the Discord, which is also the link in my bio, and then all the fun things. So let's talk a little Philly. We had SMX next. We had East Coast 250 riders, Cole clinching his championship, which I'm so glad. I said this a million times on Saturday. I'm so glad that Cole clinched the championship today or yesterday, because the next time we see 250 East would be with the 250 West guys at Salt Lake. And I wanted Cole to have his own moment, you know?
Right. 100%. Yeah.
I didn't want him, he'd have to, I mean, first of all, that's a whole nother coast of riders to throw like drama in the mix. And I just like, Deacon's already wrapped it up. I want him to have his moment. So loved getting to see like Cole and his whole family. And he talked about, working with Ben Townley and Will Hahn. And I was so happy for them. They just sacrificed so much. And like, you forget that like Cole came over here when he was like 15,
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine, people are like, oh my gosh, so-and-so moved to Star from California. And I'm like, so-and-so moved to Star from another continent. Like, let us remind you. Same thing with Caden Minear. So very, very happy for Cole. We're big Cole Davey fans here. So that was a fun one. I also saw something that people were trying to make the 100 hours a curse. It's a 100 hours curse because they did 100 hours with Cole Davies. I mean, Gypsy did. And then he wrecked. And then they did 100 hours with Joe, and then Joe wrecked again. So hopefully this resets the 100 hours curse. And now you go on 100 hours and you win a championship.
Oh my gosh. There's so many curses. I can't keep them straight.
I know. And I just feel like it's a new generation. So who even knows? Before we get, ahead of ourselves, I want to talk a little bit about SMX Next, because this was the last round of SMX Next that has points. We will see them again for, I think, the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. I don't think they go to the third one. I think the third one, actually, we're going to have the women race, but they're both SMX Next and the women's races are not for points. They're like showcases. I can't even remember the correct word that they use them, but basically it's that we're giving them Supercross/motocross time. It's a hybrid track. So we won't see these guys until the end of the year. Some of them will race the Pro Nationals. I know there's all kinds of rules about like how many you can race and then still race Loretta's and amateurs and stuff like that. But there's a few of them who've already dabbled a little bit in moving up. But quickly, number one, taking home the championship and the win last night was Deacon Denno. Deacon Denno on Triumph. It's the best thing Triumph has had all year. Like
literally, for sure. I was thinking the same thing watching on Saturday.
Oh my God, bless his heart. I mean, I posted a reel last week that was like, the audio is like, you're ruining the brand. And somebody was like, Triumph. And I was like, I don't think that like Triumph riders are ruining the brand. Like, I think that, God bless Jordan Smith, like that he has been on the ground so much this year. And he was in one of the post-race interviews this weekend. I can't remember who, but Jordan was like, yeah, it's a lot of work to move up to the 450. You've never raced the 450. He's developing a brand new bike. He doesn't have a test rider. And I'm like, like I'm a little tired just thinking about what all is going in over at Triumph.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and we talked about it, Jay Coop sounds like he has the offer on the table from Triumph to go there, and that there's discussions that Faulkner would go to a test rider, which again, I don't like. They already have Styles Robertson. I think that, they have really fumbled Jordan and Faulkner's careers. So Deacon Denno holding it down for Triumph. So, and then second was Cade Johnson. I'm a big fan of Cade Johnson. I have become friends with the Castleman family, which are a big sponsor of his. I met them at Fort Worth SMX, but their daughter Ella, she's a teenage girl who follows me, and she's so sweet, and I love them. And they've become friends with Dan Truman, and so now they're just all kind of like supporting Cade in his career, and I think that's so cool. And so they were there this weekend, and it was funny. I was like congratulating Cade and then talking to Tiffany and Ella, Tiffany's mom, Ella's daughter, and they were like sitting at the table with Cade. So it was like, I'm messaging both of them at the same time on Instagram, like while they're at dinner together. So great job, Cade. He got second, I think, at Foxborough last year. So we've gotten two twos in the mud, but it's coming. So I think Cade's in a good place to do some really good things. The kid is so tall. So he's very like Adam Cianciarillo after he went through puberty vibes. He's very tall and he's on a Cowie. So it's giving me, kind of AC throwback vibes. And then in third place was Jeremy Fappani. We love Jeremy Fappani because he trains with Eli.
It's about time. Like they put someone under their wing.
Seriously. But I feel like, has he always been on KTM? Like, cause he was training with Eli when Eli was on Star, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think it's a KTM connection. I mean, he's from Arizona, so that's probably the connection there.
But I want to know like how that all happened.
Yeah, me too. Like getting let into the Tomac compound is like, that's a big deal. It's like Jeremy.
Right.
Maybe your name has to be Jeremy because it's only J Mart and Jeremy Fappani. That's the filter. If you want to get into the Tomac compound, your name has to be Jeremy. You heard it here first. But we were talking. We love that John Tomac was there, and John was helping Jeremy, and Eli sent his motorhome, which I had heard from a number of people. His motorhome was there, which I was like, oh my gosh, maybe Eli's racing, just in case, whatever. But then obviously Eli did not race, but he let Jeremy use it, which I think is really cool. So
what? That is so cute.
I know. Isn't that?
And then Kathy posted like congratulating him.
I know.
That's so sweet.
I love them. I love them so much.
That kind of makes me think they'll stay involved in the sport. You know, after Eli retires, you know, they'll take some riders under their wing.
Can you imagine if like the Cortez location, like that, the farm becomes like a pro riding spot, you know?
Like I think Jeremy Fappani posted like Flying T Racing or something. And I said, there you go. Cause they have the Flying T wine.
Yep.
And then they'll have the Flying T training facility.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
maybe. Hopefully.
I want to go visit then. I will pay. I want to go on like a tour of all the big training facilities. Like I've been to club. I'm potentially going home to Tallahassee this summer. So I'm like, can I go up to Cairo? Can I go see the Star compound? Can I go to Deacon's compound? No way. But anyhow, I want to go visit, MTF and all those. I think that would be so cool. So Flying T Racing, maybe one day. We'll see. Fourth for club or for SMX Next was from club, Justin Turner. Justin Turner, speaking of when I went to club, was the one that broke his femur when I was there. It was awful. The noise that he made when they put him on the backboard, like I'll never forget that. So the fact that Justin was able to bounce back and have a really good run with SMX Next is awesome. And then Landon Gibson, again, with the names, they're all Landons or Caden, McCade, all the Cades. Rounding it out for Husqvarna. So that was great for them. I really like the SMX Next program. Like I did not care in the beginning, but now I'm like, I made a whole post of like tagging them and, sharing their Instagram handles and who they ride for and their numbers and all that. Cause the number thing is really confusing, cause they can have some of the same numbers as the pros. So you're like, wait, what number 9 is that? But these are all kids that are on the up and up and like, we need to be aware of them. So
yeah.
Follow them. Let's talk a little 250s. Let me pull up results. Nick Romano won the first heat, and let's see who won second. Cole? Was it Cole? Hold please. Nope, Seth Amaker.
Oh, that's right.
Seth in second. Nick, I was shocked at. I mean, we talked about it here last week. He barely qualified last week in Cleveland. Like he was the last spot of the LCQ. So for Nick to get out there and run up front, I was like, okay, Nick, we hear you. We talked about he does not have a contract extension. We have injured. Who do we have? Drew, Cam.
And then
anyway, always injured. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Nick got a couple more races, especially after that. But talk about like ups and downs. Like literally went to the last spot of the LCQ and then you win a heat race the next week. So
yeah, that's what I like about the mud races. It just throws some people that don't always get that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There was a Luca Marcelisi. He was in second, ahead of Davies, ahead of Nate Thrasher. So that was cool. Cody Schock, I love Cody Schock. He went down and then had to go to the LCQ. So that was a bummer, but he like killed it in LCQ. Someone who is a Moto head also messaged me, was like, DB said that Cody would win a race. I don't think he meant that he would win an LCQ, but he did it. So good job, Cody, for making it into the main. 250 heat 2 was Hammaker, Daxton Bennick, and Izaih Clark. So Isaiah was on such a good trajectory. He's getting faster. I listened to him on Whiskey Throttle. Yes, I listen to Whiskey Throttle when it's content I want to hear. And so that was just a bummer. Like, I mean, it's a bummer when anybody gets injured to that level, but just, being on an upward trajectory and then having that happen just sucks. So, what did you think when he went down in the main?
Oh my gosh.
It didn't show
it's
a whole
just
lot.
Like, no. But I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's always like this sport will make your heart happy and then break your heart. Like the ups and downs are just insane.
Yeah. I was concerned when they showed him laying on the track, and I can't remember if it was a static cam or if it was the drone cam, but you just couldn't really see like how he was laying. Like you could tell he was like, it was not good. Like you saw him wreck, and then the way he was laying, I was like, is that a leg? Is that a what? Like I couldn't figure out how he was splayed out, for lack of better words. And then the broadcast not talking about it. I was like, that's not good because that means that it's bad. And then the red flag, which like freaking Cole Davies was on a whole nother moto until they finally pulled off the tracks. Then the restart, I feel like we didn't go in order of where they called it and the time was weird. So I just feel like the whole restart was wonky. What did you think on that?
Yeah, I remember Ricky saying something about how, shouldn't that person be in front of that person? Yeah. Maybe they're doing it from the prior lap. But I mean, what a mess to do a staggered start in that mud and like the organization of it all and the just mess. I'm like, at that point, just start from the beginning.
I know. And I just
do a start.
Gosh, like the handlebars and new gloves and new goggles and like all of that goes into it. I was just like, oh my gosh, what a mess. But yeah, we hate to see it for Izaih. I mean, Seth went down in the first lap, so he actually benefited from this because I don't know if he hit like a kicker or a hole or whatever, but Seth went down.
That was crazy.
Misses getting hit by Cole.
Oh, I know. I'm shocked Cole didn't go down.
I know. That was so close. So, I mean, really could have been bad. Cole and Seth go down. Like, would have been nuts. It was just a heat race. But they obviously, Seth benefited from that for sure. There is a video going around of Izaih Clark and the the flagger attending to him. It's not pretty. It's really gross. Like his leg looks like a wet noodle. And the track guy like stands the bike up. His bike is still in it. You can obviously tell he's like dying in pain, but anyhow, so I can see things from both sides of the medics and the track crew are doing the best they can, but then I disagree with like how he was handled. And I also understand Austin Forkner's postings, so I'm like, I'm just going to share it all. And like, everybody can come to their own conclusions about it. I don't want to share the video because like, it's just, it makes me want to barf. But Austin Forkner, go view his stories. I'm sure they're going to expire in the next couple hours on Monday. So go watch it. It's just, it's unfortunate. It's been a bad year for flaggers and injuries. And so I think we're all just like extra heightened, but I don't have a solution.
I know. I don't know why they just don't hire a good team and, they travel.
Yeah.
And it's the same people.
Yeah. Or just, can we not have enough? Because like, I know people who've like just gone in for one round. Like I'm sure it doesn't pay well. So like, you don't go to 31 rounds or at least 17 with Supercross, because I'm sure motocross is different, because it's a different entity. But it just seems like this is the year where we would need like a professional flagging crew that's the same people every week. And the same thing with like the leader lights. We've talked about this, or the Red Cross flag or whatever. Like it just didn't seem like there were enough of them. If we had a light on the crossbar or something, like we've talked about this until we're blue in the face, like changes need to happen. So bummer there. We did get an update from Kylie Stallings, who is Izaih's girlfriend, which I love. I love the Pro Moto girlies dating the Pro Moto boys because I just, Parker Ross and Michaela Nielsen and Lala and Keegan Rowley. Like, I just love it because it's adorable, but also like they understand it like on a whole nother level that like
exactly
non-moto normie would know, So she was with him in the hospital and just, adorbs. I'm glad that they have each other. Cole took home the victory, both in the main event and the championship. So Cole, second place, Daxton Bennick, third place, Seth Hammaker. I'm so happy for Daxton. You want to talk about breaking curses? Like he has only ever podiumed at the first round of the year and he's gotten injured. So we got another podium. Very excited for that. Very excited for him. So snaps for Daxton. Seth getting third was, I had said this weekend, I really wanted Seth to get it because it was a hometown race. But I still wanted Cole to win the overall thing. But Seth getting third, I'll take it. It's fine. It's fine.
Next year, Seth. Next year.
I know. That's what we said last year about this year. Poor Seth.
I know.
But I think
Cole's so good.
I know. He really is.
So they'll just need to be on opposite coasts next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we won't have Deegan. So we could finally have somebody that's not a Yamaha win.
Well, Seth could do outdoor title too, because, we don't fully trust Cole yet outdoors. So Seth actually has a great chance for the outdoor title.
That is true. Although I'm wearing my Dirt Studio shirt, hey, Joe show.
Oh, and Joe. I love Joe. Oh gosh. I could that.
He didn't get a fair shot indoors. So I'm like, come on, Joe, come back and give us outdoors. And then Cody's from Delaware. That could have counted as his hometown race. Like I saw his wife Emily had posted something that was like, everybody's getting love for their hometown race. This was Cody's hometown race too. So I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. So Let's see other things around 250s. Like I said, I'm glad Cole gets his time on his own. Although, did you see? I shared it in my stories. As soon as Cole comes across the finish line, everybody starts posting the Cole one. Did you see that Haiden posted?
He did?
Yeah, he posted not about Cole, about being in Miami or whatever, and like it was a Deegan flex. He posted with cars and whatever, but it was like literally in my feed. It's like Cole, Deegan. Like immediately, I was like, I know that he won. Like I know you're not that disconnected from the sport. He did it on purpose, which I'm like, one, that's brilliant. Like from the marketing machine, like let me remind you, I'm still here, and you are still going to interact with my content, even though this is the biggest night of Cole's life, and he's on.
Oh, funny.
So, do I think it was coincidence that Cole crosses the finish line, wins his first championship, and then Deegan posts something that has nothing to do with Moto? No, I don't think it was coincidence. So, brilliant.
Good catch. Also, I would not have noticed that.
Well, I didn't, except for the fact that my entire newsfeed was like congratulating Cole and all the outlets posting, and then it was Haiden with nothing to do with Moto. And he's launched another Deegan account. Let me see, something danger exclusive, something exclusive. So I don't know if that'll be clothing. I don't know what it'll be, but I did see it come up last night. Exclusive. I can't find it, but we'll find it at some point. So another Deegan venture. So yay. And also a haircut. This is ridiculous that like I'm following, but we do this. This is what we do. We talk about Judd's haircut and his facial hair. The first haircut was bad. Like it was not good. Like, did you see
I always prefer longer hair.
I actually really like his longer hair too. But I think even he didn't like the first haircut because he did get it fixed. So
oh, funny.
I do love, like, every so often I get on TikTok and I'll go read like all of the just thirsty teenage girls, and they were like, "It's terrible, but you're still cute."
Oh gosh,
even people were giving him shade about the first haircut. So
I just love that little flippy, like Ken Roxon, his little flippies right now when he has his hat on. It's so cute.
His hair is so long right now. Like I'm living for it.
It's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk a little Ken Roxon. Let's talk a little 450 because I had a heart attack 94 times during that race.
I was thinking about you that whole race. I was like, oh my God, Aly must be freaking out right now.
I was. I filmed myself for part of it because I was just like, I need, if for some reason it went sideways, I was like, I'm gonna faint. Like, so we need that because that would be hilarious. But I was just like dissociating out of my body. Like he would get a lead and then a lapper would happen. We're going to talk about the lappers. We're going to talk about Mitchell Harrison. And then Cooper in Harrison. I just said Harrison. Mitchell Harrison. It was just all over the place. So
yeah,
he wins the heat race. He's the first heat race. Let's back up. Let's get to heat races. So he wins his heat race, right? Yes. Yeah,
because a lot of people were in his, like Hunter, you know, all the top ones were in there. And I said, oh, okay, this is going to be a mini main.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he had, seriously, that was a stacked heat. But the good part about that is it gave Justin Barcia a pretty, I don't want to say easy because he didn't win it, but I was going to say a much easier heat in his. And so Barcia leading laps with Ducati for the first time for the brand, which is so cool. I was so excited to have him back. I was messaging with his wife Amber a bit, and like she was so anxious, and I'm so proud of him coming back. I know they probably wanted to stay out until outdoors, but I think getting some gate drops is never going to hurt. So we were very excited to see Barcia back. I put on my stories that like when Joey won, also excited for Joey. I mean, he hasn't won a heat race in, what do they say, 7 or 8 years, something like that.
Yeah, like 2019.
Yeah, so 7 years, but it would have been awesome for Justin to win it. Obviously, like when we saw that it was a mutter and Justin was coming back, it was like, hey, the last time he won was a mutter in 2023. So that would have been cool, but also happy for Joey. I'm sure Ducati is stoked for Justin because Dylan had to go to the LCQ. So at one point, if he hadn't qualified, it would have just been Justin in the main.
Yeah, I was surprised Dylan made it up that far.
I know.
He was way back.
Yeah, he fell over and had to really charge, but Dylan looks really good. So Justin also mentioned in his post-race interview that he was testing Supercross testing Supercross stuff. And he was like, yeah, it'll benefit us next year or whatever. And I was like, oh, next Supercross season that you're not signed for yet? You're talking about, okay, this is a good sign. So hoping that means that both Justin and Dylan come back for next year, because I just feel like they haven't gotten a fair shot this year. Dylan has done all the testing, but we've talked about this ad nauseum. Dylan and Justin are completely polar opposite riders. So probably helps to have both of them and their data coming in to develop the bike. And I love both of them. So I want both of them around next year. So,
yep.
So let's talk about the main. Oh my gosh. We also had Chiz back. So Chiz did Chiz things and got in. Did he make it to the main?
Yeah, but he was way down.
Yeah, he was. Okay, so he got last. He got 22nd. He was way back. Yes. And we had Dean Wilson back, who was not way back. He was in 8th. Might be speaking with some friends who are much more opinionated on this than me, but we were discussing how it works with like some of these top tier guys who are coming back later in the series. Like they're coming back and getting 8th place. So they're getting more points for SMX versus the guys who are on the cusp or haven't qualified for every main, and they're trying to stack points that way, more of the privateers or privateer supported. So I don't know where the solution is. Maybe you get more, like you get a bonus point if you race all of them, So I'm thinking about Grant Harlan. I'm thinking about Cade Clayson. I'm thinking about Kevin Moran's. I'm thinking about all those guys kind of on the bubble, Mitchell Harrison included, who are trying to stack points for SMX. But then Dean comes in and pulls an 8th on his first race, So
yeah, that's crazy.
That's a hard one, because I'm like, Dean's incredible. The fact that Dean can come back and do that, like more power to him, but it does suck for all of those, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 guys that are racing every round and are trying to stack points for SMX too, because that's a big ass payday, especially if you're a privateer, like I'm here for it. So we'll talk about that more with said friend, but that is a very real thing. And we have Euros who come over in the summer, like hoping Mikkel Harup is going to come back with his fiance Matea. I love her. But that also, like, Mikkel is the real deal too. He could come in the outdoors and stack points for SMX too. And I hope he does, because Triumph needs some help per our first conversation. So Ken, let's talk. Hunter gets the whole shot and I was like, shit, like, this is not good.
Me too. I was like, oh no.
Cooper Webb was up there. Cooper looked great. I mean, he looked good in qualifying. He looked good in the heats. Like, he is mad AF. This was the race that if Cooper needed to just really drop the hammer, he could turn this, because he knows that, Eli's lost a whole race down. So Cooper could really make that charge. So when Kenny gets into the lead, I was like, okay, great. Now we have Kenny Hunter. And then eventually Hunter goes down. We'll talk about that. And then Cooper on him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 99 times out of 100, this has not gone our way. This has gone Cooper's way. I was there in Arlington in 2019 for the 0.002 at the finish line. Like, I have PTSD from the races that Cooper has stolen from us in the last lap. Not to be dramatic, but especially that one of the last turns, Cooper was like trying to get on the inside. Like, oh my gosh, I wanted to barf. I was like, it's so close. It's so close. So
like, Webb, get out of here. Like, get out. You're in the title fight, but you're not. Like, get out.
I know. And it's so hard, because I'm like, if I were him, I'd do the exact same thing. Like, he could be there. He's not out of it. It's not like,
I mean, it's very unlikely.
It's very unlikely, but like weirder things have happened. I mean, Nashville, like, he won the championship that way. Not that, I mean, he won the championship by just being there, and grinding it out to the end. So he's still there grinding it out to the end. But I don't know. That was terrifying. The pass on Kenny, which I have had many discussions in my DM, so we got to talk about it. Do we think it was dirty per se? Yeah, we'll start there. Do you think it was dirty? Do you think the pass on Kenny, like coming in hot, was dirty?
Not really. Like, I think that lapper was in his line, so I feel like he had to go left, and he didn't look at Ken when he turned, but he gave a little love tap, but, rubbing's racing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's for the championship now. We're not talking about, this is round 2. We've seen much dirtier, like, we have T-boned. So it was a little love tap, like, hey, I'm here. Like, I don't think Hunter has a mean bone in his body, but Hunter does know one little tip over could ruin Ken's whole night.
Yep.
So, but at the end of the day, if you're in a championship for millions of dollars, everyone would probably do the same.
I know. That's kind of where I land. Like, I don't think it was dirty. I mean, Seattle was unfortunate. Like that was just
him being dumb. Like brain fart moment.
Yeah. But I think like Ken could have like stood on his bike and kicked it on his bike.
Oh yeah. You know? Oh yeah.
So if I'm Hunter Lawrence, I'm like, Kenny did you a solid there. So like, I don't think it was dirty, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, you knew that if you just got him off of his balance, you know, I said it in a story, like when Nate Thrasher got sideways way up on the side and he's like trying to hold on to his bike as he falls over. Like imagine that plus trying to kick it because it's a Suzuki. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just made me really nervous. And
I think he tried to stop. Like he didn't intentionally try to hit him. I think that lapper kind of ruined his flow through that.
Yeah.
And he made a last minute decision to like cut down.
Yeah.
And he didn't like crash into him super hard, you know. It was kind of just one of those, and with those muddy conditions, it's really hard to tell because of the ruts and the chaos going on. Like it's really hard to tell with those conditions as well. So
yeah, that's true. That's very true. So I am a big Hunter fan. I'm the older sibling. I like him more than Jet, and I like Jet a lot, but I like Kenny most of all. So
of course
I didn't like it regardless because it made me freak out like momentarily. Like I, of course, immediately was like, he's trying to take him out. He's, you know, and then I was like, no, it's fine. But then like people started DMing me and like my DMs this morning are full of it. And it is predominantly like Hunter shouldn't have done it, you know? And they're like, yeah, there was a lapper and yes, all that. But it's like, you're coming in real hot on, you know, your title contender. I mean, he is too. So is Hunter, but I don't know. It scared me. At the end of the day, it was terrifying.
It was scary. Yeah. But I don't think Hunter meant to slam him. And it wasn't that hard of a hit. And I don't know. I watched racing from 20 years ago. It's what happens. You know, everyone's gotten too flowery these days.
Flowery. I like that. not too soft. That's what everybody always says, too soft. But yeah. And I'd like to think that like Hunter wants to win this straight up. And I think that's what sucks right now is that he was winning it straight up the first half of the season. Like he did have the whole package. It was there. And now it's just been Kenny. Everything's coming up Kenny. Like Hunter's had these issues.
He's kind of cracking under the pressure, I think.
Yeah. And
we are so lucky to be witnessing this right now. Like
I know.
I'm captain of the Eli train. And for these last few rounds, I'm on the little Kenny train because it's just so exciting.
I know.
It's so exciting.
It's the best, honestly. Like I was talking to a new RHoMies sister last night in the Mitchell Harrison stuff. Dean, Ken's bus driver. I was talking to his wife and we were talking about just like not even the amount of people that support a rider. So we're talking about Dean who drives his bus. He's driven his bus for like 15 years. And when I say bus, I mean like his motorhome, his, you know, $2 million Prevost and has all their food and grills and stocks it and drives all over the country and has, you know, his own life and has a kid and they have another kid on the way, which is exciting. But then you think like one layer deeper. So that's Kenny's crew. And I think about even like his practice mechanics. Then you have their support crew. So the wives that are staying home with their babies while their husbands are going to support Ken at the races. And who've all been like a part of his camp for like such a long time. And I just think that's really cool. I also think it's really cool, like how many like paychecks Kenny's writing out of his salary, you know, like I'm like, you know how many people like you have on payroll? I love that. You know, like Blake, Courtney's brother, like does all Ken's merch. And I think it's so cool.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So really enjoyed talking to her and getting to know her. We're trying to connect Dean and my husband because my husband is a motorhome tech. And Courtney was like, oh my gosh, they need to be friends because Dean's always like, you know, working on the bus and all that fun stuff. So I'm like, we're going to connect them. But
I love that.
I know, me too. So it's just so fun to think about when it takes a village, the village has a village too. So we talked to Kenny and Mitchell Harrison. So Kenny goes to the press conference and I think it's really the first time we've seen some like frustration out of Kenny in this championship. I think he's been very nonchalant. He's been very like, let's take it race by race.
Keeping it cool.
Yeah. And so
keeping it cash.
It was a little different. It was a little different in this. And he also did go back and like commented on the reel. Because Vital or somebody posted it. I shared it in my stories and he's like, listen, like I wouldn't name names, Mitchell, if it wasn't a repeat offender. And this isn't just a race now. This is like for the championship. And so Mitchell said like, good luck Hunter or something like that. I can't remember. I also shared it in my stories and then tagged Kenny in it, but like really, really small. And I'm like, I'm so here for this drama.
Saw that. The pettiness, the drama.
I know. I'm so here for it. So my DMs were like full of people wanting to talk about Kenny and Mitchell Harrison. Then I had a DM for Mitchell this morning that was like, when did I tell you? I told you he DM'd me. Basically just like adding to the drama, you know. But yeah, there's big title contention issues on the line with that. This is not just, 19th place and you're fighting Vince Freezy again, because Freezy and Mitchell always seem to find each other. So yeah, it sucks because they're riding their own race too, but it's different, so like I see it from every angle, but also like, don't mess with this. Don't mess with this one.
No.
We need this to be clean. Like, I just can't imagine him coming back next week. Can you like imagine like Mitch just taking out Ken for the hell of it? Like I would, oh my gosh, he'd have to go into witness protection. Like he would have death threats, but
oh my God,
it'd be bad.
Yeah. And who wants to be that person? Like who wants to be the person to cause a whole championship? No one.
Yeah, no one. And I don't think that he would, but I'm paranoid. So he said just having a little fun with a teapot. And I was like, okay, I'm here for a little
tea.
Little drama,
the tea.
So yeah, that one will be interesting to see what happens. But I appreciate like Ken naming names, because some of this, like it really boils down to like a safety issue, like get out of the way. This isn't your race. Like, yes, you are racing within a race, but like, especially in a championship, like move over. The AMA is not doing anything about it. I mean, it's just like, can we have some consistency here? So that is,
yeah. And nothing changes ever. It's like, it's all we hear about. And then you would think they would have a board meeting and talk about it and say, now we need to make an official change. And they don't.
No. But that's the way things have always been. So we'll just, I don't know, hope for the best. So let's talk a little Cooper Webb. Cooper looked good. Like I said, he made that last second charge and I was about to like black out. Like I was like, I have seen this so many times. And then for the one time for Kenny to get it and it goes his way, I was just like, holy shit. Like it was amazing. Webb afterwards, like sitting there, did you see? I posted a picture of it. He looked like he hated his life.
Yeah, he was so mad.
I know. Like he looked like that. What was it? A2 maybe? No, it was further into the season.
Oh yeah, when he was sitting on like the hill.
Yeah. And then he said like that was the final nail in the coffin or something like that.
Yeah, that was no.
Like he's still in it. Like if Ken and God forbid, if Ken and Hunter like DNF'd, he could still be in it. Weirder things have happened. I don't want that to happen. But
the announcers really love to hype up on that. And I'm like, give it a rest. It's not gonna happen.
Well, did you like when they were already talking about Kenny winning the race? Like when it was like Webb was 1.3 out. I was like, shut up, Ricky. How many times did Ricky like cursed the leader? Like I was panicking a little bit. So bummer for Cooper, but he had a great ride and he's in second. So he gets the second box at the podium. I know that this isn't the way he wanted his season to go. But at the same time, like you can't stay on top forever. I mean, like, look at Eli, like you're going to get hurt. I mean, Cooper's not hurt. He's just not up in that top tier. And he's never done well on title defense years. So like all the things kind of pointing to it's not his year. It would take a miracle. But I think that was it for Cooper. Womp womp.
Yep. Let's see how he does outdoors.
I bet he races 2 rounds and then goes out with a random injury. Like that's terrible of me to say, but like there's no way in hell we see Cooper Webb race the whole outdoors. Am I crazy?
It's so funny. No, it's so funny though how like a lot of riders don't like outdoors, but Eli loves outdoors.
I mean, Eli's on his own level. Like I don't even want to go to an outdoor, let alone race one. So I don't blame them.
No, after donations, I told my dad like I'm still good. I'm still burned out from those 3 days.
Seriously. Like, I started looking, I went down the rabbit hole. I was like, gosh, I want to go to Washougal. Like maybe we can do it as like a family trip. And then I was like flying into Washougal and then getting a hotel and then renting a motorhome. Cause I'm like, I'm not camping in a tent in Washington. Like I want like something nice. It was going to be so expensive. I was like, I'm not. So we'll see at some point, maybe, I don't know, but we don't have any near us in Texas cause we don't have Freestone. Lakewood is technically the closest. I even started pricing out Lakewood and it just wasn't a thing. So bummer for sure. I was going to say one more thing on Cooper. What was I going to say? He's doing Supercross next year. I can guarantee he's not doing outdoors next year. So I bet that we do see Cooper run the Supercross and World Supercross schedule. I think that's probably going to be the route he goes, which honestly, I don't blame him. That's dope. So
yeah, I mean, I see him retiring after next year, right? Because
after 27.
Yeah, because Cole Davies will come in 2028 and probably take his spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so wild having Cole and Haiden on 450s on the same team. Oh, it's like Kenny and Chase when they were both on Honda, but like much bigger personalities. Well, Deegan's is, Cole isn't. Maybe we'll get more happy Cole. Although he's just kind of a savage. Like he's always like locked in. So I did love getting to see some like emotion from him on the post-race conference. Like he was very happy, which was cute. So
yeah.
Let's see. Other things around the sport. Oh, did you see my In Her Lane sisters posted the fit checks from Nashville?
Yeah, so cute.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny to me. Like Monica and Hannah told me, they were like, we need to do your fit check. And I was like, listen, like most of the time I'm wearing like bike shorts to the race because you're out in the sun. It's hot. Like you clearly could tell which women in that video, it was me and then all pro wives, who has access to a motorhome with air conditioning all day. Like I was a sweaty mess. I was prepared to like walk around. But that was so
No,
fun.
you looked great.
Oh, thanks.
I love the fit.
Oh, that's my I have to wear the Kenny shirt now. Like that has been my shirt all season. Like I'm wearing the Rocks and Racing. I think when the season started, they had a few more of those because I remember like looking online.
Right.
Like they're still there, but they're sold out.
Yeah.
Now. So I freaking love that shirt. I get so many compliments on it. But that was really fun. I loved just getting to ham it up with them, you know, like I love the race day fits. So I'm excited for them to do more. That was so fun. Like all the RHoMies commenting on it and just being, you know, sending it to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this. And Kel Baggett. So Blake Baggett's wife, I don't know how she found me in the early days of Real Housewives, but she did. And we chatted a little bit and she's friends with another one of the RHoMies who I've become friends with. And she was like, I just think this is so cool. Like you know, like having your moment and, you know, getting up there with the Moto Wax or whatever. And I'm like,
exactly.
Just a fan. And I love it. So, very cool to be a part of it. I love the Moto Wags. And so to even be in the same conversation, let alone like the same reel, is awesome. So go to our friends In Her Lane's Instagram for that reel and their YouTube for the full episode. So I guarantee I was the least fancily dressed. I was the most casual because I was walking around tired. But it was fun. Also, I've had a lot of conversations recently about reading. I kind of said this on Instagram earlier today. I don't know what it is, but like I've had several moto girlfriends, fiancés, wags of the younger ones who are getting back into reading or read the same things as me. I've kind of talked a little bit about like fantasy novels that I've gotten into. I was not a fantasy reader until COVID. And then they're like, read this book about fairies. And I'm like, cool. Now this is half my personality. But I think that might be fun to do like some kind of book club, whether we read like Afton's books or I don't know, we pick something else. But I feel like I've been talking a lot about reading on the pod. So, or on Instagram. So that might be fun.
Oh yeah.
I think we have a lot of overlap with Moto and spicy books. So that would be a fun thing to do, but we'll see. Maybe in the summer when I feel like I don't post as much content in the outdoors. So we'll see. It's only the second year we've done Real Housewives. So maybe. So I'm just throwing that out in the ether. If that's something you want to be a part of, let me know. Send me a DM, say yes, book club. And then let's make some predictions for Denver. It's a West round. I checked the weather. We have nasty rain all day Thursday and then rain Thursday. The low is 37.
Oh my goodness.
I know. But then Friday, it's just in the morning. So I'm kind of thinking we're probably not going to have a press day.
Oh.
But then Saturday is supposed to be beautiful. 72 high, low of 70 or 44.
Perfect.
I mean, that might be chilly in the evenings. But no rain. So we're getting rain all day Thursday and Friday morning. Hopefully enough time to dry out. So who we picking from the West? Let me remind you who's on West.
Probably Deegan because he can't help himself. Like he's gonna still go like balls to the wall, you know?
Yeah.
And 450, probably Kenny.
I'm picking.
Right? Like, I feel like Hunter's cracking a little bit under the pressure, and Kenny has the momentum. And
Hunter's been good at Denver, though.
I know. Also, we do want Eli to come back, but maybe it's okay because he's cursed there.
No, it's really true. I mean, I would want him to come back if for some reason this is his last Supercross season. Like,
exactly.
I would want him to have Denver.
Have that moment.
Yeah.
Have that moment with his brothers in town.
I know. It's kind of
and stuff. So, yeah, these announcers also have to get it right because they say, oh, Eli's so good at Denver and Salt Lake. Well, actually since 2023. Yeah, actually, we don't talk about the Achilles. Yeah. 2023 and then 24 was his finger. And he has not raced Salt Lake since 2021. So what are they talking about?
Oh, yeah. But that was that the residency in 2021? No, 2020 was residency.
Yeah.
And then maybe I can't remember. We did multiples. Yeah, not a good one. Not a good one for Eli at all. Also, I don't know. I felt like I was really annoyed with the announcers this weekend with SMX Next. I'm sorry we're jumping all over the place, but this made me so mad. Like, DB has talked about this, and obviously DB is like deeply ingrained in the amateur world between his time at KTM and Orange Brigade and then working at Club. But it was so obvious that Ricky and Lee didn't know shit about the amateur riders. Like, they knew nothing. Like, yeah. And I'll be the first one to say I did not follow amateur moto like at all until like 5 years ago when DB was like, hey, you need to follow Cole Davies.
Right.
Follow Katie
Same.
Here, you know? Yeah. But it was painful. Like, there was nothing other than like, they train here. And I was like, great. You can find that on RacerX. Like, can you tell us like who got stolen from Cowie and who got stolen? You know, like there's a lot of shifting stuff and, you know, like I could tell us nothing at all. So
no, you would think they would need to do their homework.
Yeah.
But
nothing.
Sometimes they like don't say big information about the pros. Like,
I know sometimes
they miss out some big things.
I want to give them like a handbook of all the juicy tea, but you know, that's my lane. So we'll stay here. I agree. I think Kenny gets it done. Not gets it done, but wins in Denver. Should we do top three? Want to do that?
Sure.
Let's do that. Okay.
Okay, I'll do. Yeah, Kenny, Hunter, Chase.
I don't think we've
just to be different.
All this episode. Like, what did Chase play? I could not even tell you. If you held a gun to my head and said, what did Chase play? 7th. No, that's the Heat. Hold on. No, he got 7th. 7th.
He was in 12th for a while, I think, though. So I'm surprised he went up that far. And then Prado, I thought he would have been good, right? But I guess he's 16. Terrible at mud. They said he always struggled in the MXGPs with mud races.
That blows my mind because the GPs deal with so much more weather than we do. But
exactly. That's why I was so shocked. I thought he was going to podium.
Well, he whole shotted everything in the GPs. So I guess like if you're in the mud and you're out front, that's a little bit easier, you know, because you have clear vision. But I don't know. Yeah, Prado made no sense. Like, so I'm gonna go Kenny. I want to say Hunter too. Coop. I want a J Coop win in there, or at least a J Coop podium.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And Malcolm. I was thinking about Malcolm and his dreads. I have to sneeze. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I loved his caption.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It said like, I'm ready. He said something like, I'm ready for a shampoo sponsor or something.
Oh, really? That would be brilliant. Because I remember he talked about sitting in the shower for like an hour after Foxborough. Like that's whoa, like I cannot. That's so much work. I know how much work it is to like wash my own hair or Margot's hair. I shared this on my stories. My daughter has so much hair. Like I have thick hair. She inherited it from me. But like, when do our daughters learn to wash their own hair? Katie,
I know. Yeah, it's like my least favorite time is trying to wash her hair.
I hate it. Like I try to stagger it so I'm not washing her hair the same night I wash my own hair because it's just like it's a whole thing. But I cannot imagine being a dude racing a dirt bike and having long hair on top of that. Like I would literally shave everything. I would be, like I said, I would be full like Benny Bloss, Shane McElrath. Like it'd be gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can't. No. Do you remember when Barcia had the real long hair and the beard too? Like I was just like, like the sensory overload of like a full face helmet on a beard that just like, makes my skin crawl thinking about it. Okay, sorry, we got way distracted. Let's go 3 deep on 250s. I think Deegan will also get it done. because I don't think he can help himself either. Who do you think is getting second and third?
My gosh.
I know. Can we tell you who's left?
Like who's there? Injured? Kitchen is Kitchen racing.
Kitchen, Anstey, Ryder D.
Oh, Anstey, right? Oh yeah, Ryder D can podium.
I'm gonna go Ryder D second.
Yeah, I'll do like Bennick second, and then Kitchen third. Oh,
Ryder D, Max Volan,
Ryder D.
Yoder. I would love for Yoder to get a podium.
Oh, Yoder. Why do I feel like I haven't seen them in years?
I know. In a minute.
I don't know.
Kitchen.
Deegan, Kitchen, Ryder.
Okay, Kitch. Ryder. All right. We shall see what we shall see. Anything else we didn't touch on?
Nope.
I'm like, what are the same conversations I'm having in my DMs? That's always a good litmus test of like what people want to talk about, like over and over and over.
Oh, again. Yeah.
Which everybody this morning wants to talk about Austin's posts. Riley got back to me. I think they might have already come down yet, but I was saying it has not come down yet. I don't think it's expired yet, but I had a lot of people that they told me, they were like, this is going to cause drama. And I'm like, I don't really care. I'm here for the drama and we need to have discussions about track safety. And so anyhow, good episode. We, hopefully don't have our technical issues from last week, but we saved the day. It's okay. We are working moms and doing all the things in our lunch breaks and all the things. So we will chat after Denver and a West Coast race and we'll see what the heck Haiden does.
Yeah.
Which, like, I agree with you. I don't think he can help himself. I think he's going to want to go out there and just smash it for the sake of smashing. So, all right, cool deal. We'll catch you guys after Denver. Bye, friends.
Bye.